Okay, good evening for our Tuesday evening for the week of October 18th, 19th, 20th. This month we're speaking about courage and our Courage to Caregivers theme for the month. And our topic for this week is progress over perfection. So, as a recovering perfectionist, confession myself, perfection is a trap. It keeps us from accepting ourselves, and it's a trap that keeps us from accepting others as well as they are. We might think acceptance of others in the world around us is different than self-acceptance, but truly they're two sides of the same coin. So, the antidote, from my experience, of perfection, to get progress over perfection, to have that experience of progress, is practicing self-acceptance. This is the path to finding more peace, more acceptance of ourselves and others, and allowing us to stumble on the path toward progress. And so one of my favorite phrases associated with this is taking courageous, imperfect action. So where it's like doing the little things, even though it might be a little bit scary. So that's what takes a little bit of courage, and doing that imperfectly as it is. And, imperfect is, I have a couple of phrases I use for myself is, done is better than perfect. Yeah, because some of the things that get in my way is, not being able to do something perfectly. And so I don't do it at all. And so that's why I say it's a trap. It keeps us from moving forward. And then progress over perfection is helpful, as well as the one I'm like, good enough. In fact, that's been a very helpful phrase for me. And my husband actually confronted me on it one time. He said, well, how about, why do you say it's good enough? Like, he'll say, oh, this dinner's really delicious. And I'll say, it's good enough. And he thinks I'm putting myself down. I go, oh, no, that is my practice of not doing it perfectly. Because if I didn't do it perfectly, I wasn't going to, I make myself crazy trying to do things perfectly, right? We all do. And so weighing that, the craziness that we make ourselves crazy trying to make things perfect, and weighing the peace that we want for our life over that perfection. So good enough is progress for me. So good enough is good enough. So, but let's play with this idea a little bit this evening as we move into our practice and see where we go, if there's any insights that come for you. Anyway, so I invite you now to settle in for our breathing meditation practice, and to just start to find a comfortable seat, whatever that is for you in this moment, and to settle in. And we'll start to do our breathing practice this evening. And we'll do 5, just like we did all month. We're doing the 5-3-5-3 breathing, but I'll guide you into it. First, just finding your own natural rhythm. So as you settle into the breath, sometimes it's helpful to have like 3 cleansing breaths. So just a deep breath in, and a long, slow breath out, even audible sigh, breathing out. And again, deep breath in, and long, slow, sighing breath out. And then just allow yourself to find a natural rhythm, a natural count to the breath. Well, so first, just a rhythm, no counting yet. Being aware of your in-breath and your out-breath. And as you establish your awareness in the flow of the breath, then just start to find a count around 4 or 5 or 6 for the in breath. And then feel a pause. And then match the out breath with the count of the in breath. So 4 or 5 or 6. And again, breathing in. Pausing, breathing out. Pausing. Breathing in. Pausing. Breathing out. Pausing. Breathing in. Pausing. Out. Pause. In. Pause. Out. Pause. Now do that about 3 more times at your own pace. Counting, I was counting a 5 count in breath, pausing for 3, 5 count out breath, pausing for 3. And last round. And then letting go of counting and breathing to just breathe and notice. And begin to bring your awareness into the heart space. Being aware of the heart center, the space around the heart. So coming here, just being aware of that heart space, energy around the heart. As if you could breathe in to that heart space and breathe from that heart space. So like there's energy flowing to you and from you. And so however you imagine that, letting go of any need to do it perfectly. Maybe you like to imagine it as a color or a breeze. If it supports you to use the image of a rainbow, whatever feels supportive for you. Just letting that be heart-focused breathing. There's no right or wrong way to do that. Just inviting you to experience that in whatever way feels right for you. And if it's supportive for you, you might explore bringing in some of those heart qualities, like appreciation, gratitude, joy, peace. And as you breathe it in, and also letting it flow from you. And just noticing how that feels. Just noticing the flow of that, the flow of energy, that quality of being, the quality of acceptance. And then letting go of any technique to just be and breathe and notice. And allowing yourself to just be in this meditative space. And I'll share our affirmations or intentions for this evening. And as always, feel free to formulate the words to work for you so it feels like an authentic affirmation for you. I move forward courageously with imperfect action daily. I honor my fear of not being perfect for trying to protect me and keep me safe. Sometimes that's what perfectionism is. It's our fear that tries to protect us and keep us safe. We just can honor that part of us that's trying to take care of us in an outmoded way of being. So another affirmation would be connected to my heart. I have the courage to move forward. Connected to my heart, I have the courage to move forward. Awesome. So now we're going to experience a little bit of our breathing practice. And this one is, we did last week, and it is called victory breath. So we're going to bring the arms out. We're going to make the fingers into a little fist, right? Thumbs are up, and take a big V into the air, right? And so that's how we're going to do it. I'm going to review first. So you can bring your hands down, and we're going to do with that breath of fire. So it's that rapid breathing in and out from the belly. So it's an active, drawing navel towards spine. If you breathe up in the upper lobes of the lungs, you might get a little lightheaded. So just being aware that you're belly breathing. So make sure you're settled into the belly, into the fullness of the lungs with the breath. So it's an active out breath, forcing the breath out through the nose, and a passive in breath. And then we're going to do that sort of rapidly. But again, here's the place where to practice our theme of perfectionism, progress over perfection. You don't have to do this rapidly. You don't have to do it like I do it. Do it so it works for you. It can be absolutely effective breathing at a slower pace. Or a more rapid pace. Now, the story we tell ourselves is, I got to do it perfectly. I got to do it like the teacher. I got it right. So believe me, I have those same thoughts that go through my head. I have to work with that acceptance of where I am. In fact, it is so courageous to recognize where we are and to be with ourselves where we are and to honor where we are and to work at that place. That's where we grow the most, is when we work in alignment with our truth, what's true for us. Okay, so we're going to bring the arms up, but feel free to do it in your own way. Don't have to do it perfectly. And if you want to join me in this, feel free to do this. But if you've got a hurt shoulder or something, some other reason why you don't want to do that, choose a different method. Okay, choose what works for you. No right or wrong. So if you're doing this full-on practice, you're curling the fingers in, thumbs are out, big V, strong arms, and then breath of fire. And we're going to do this for a whole minute. So here's the thing with perfectionism. Is it doing it perfectly if you do it for a whole minute? Or is it challenging yourself to do something that's hard? You get to decide. Okay? Ready? We're going to take a cleansing breath. And begin. Halfway there, keep going. You can do it. Ten seconds left. And deep breath in. Bring the thumbs to touch overhead. Good, draw the pelvic floor muscles in and up. Draw the chin toward the chest, constricting the throat muscles. We call that throat lock. And then with the exhale, release everything. Arms come down. Good, again, in breath, reaching up, thumbs touch overhead. Deep breath in, pelvic floor muscles move up, throat lock, root lock. Good. Holding all that good energy in, and then exhale, release. Good, we're gonna do that one more time. Deep breath in. Good, thumbs touch overhead, root lock, throat lock. Hold all that good energy that you just created in. And with the exhale, release. And just notice how you feel. And just notice the energy that you've created just from doing that breathing practice. So that's called victory breath. And I think of it as victory. It's victory over perfectionism tonight. So that we had the courage to try something hard, even if we did it imperfectly. So kudos. All right, so we're going to do a little chair yoga practice, and then we'll do some tapping. Okay, so I'm going to come back to my chair. And let's find a comfortable seat. Feel your feet on the ground. Good. And come toward the front edge of your chair. Good. Find that mountain pose in your spine, that nice lift in your spine and a softness in your shoulders. And let's just start to find the breath, and with the in breath, arching the back, lifting the heart, lifting the gaze. Or it's rounding arching the back here. Good. And then slowly and mindfully feeling that tilt from the pelvis, drawing navel towards spine and letting the back round, chin coming toward chest. So just feeling that movement through the spine. And as we slow ourselves down, just really feel into the body. Feel this amazing movement in your spine. The spine is such an amazing part of the body, all the ways that it moves and twists and bends. And so as if you could visualize each little vertebra as you move forward and up, and as you tilt the pelvis and start to round and draw the chin in. Just letting your attention experience that movement fully in the body. And then coming back to neutral, pausing there. This deep in-breath and really feeling the feet on the floor. You might lift and wiggle the toes. And alternate lifting one foot and then the other. This leaving the heel on the floor just to stretch. Foot, top of the foot. And then leaving the ball of the foot down, lifting the heels. Lifting and lowering the heel. Stretch there. And then start to circle the ankles. Little circles. And the other direction. Looking up. Good. And then sending the arms into the air. feeling the air on your skin, reaching up, a nice lift in the spine, feeling your connection, sitting bones in the chair, reaching. And then catching a hold of that left wrist with the right hand, lengthening that whole left side of the body. Hinging over to one side, over to the right side, and breathing. In breath to center, and then out breath to the other side. Good. Slowly, mindfully, keeping that lift in the spine, coming back to center, and out breath, releasing the arms down. Good, so let's walk the feet a little bit wide and start to find that right shoulder toward that left knee. So remember at the beginning when I said perfectionism is a trap. It's a trap. When we have this mindset of like, I have to do this perfectly. You know, what happens, you know, a practice, an embodied practice like yoga teaches us a lot about our body, right? And about metaphors for life. So if I saw somebody else do a yoga pose or movement, and I thought I could do that in my body, that I had that expectation for myself, that I need to do it perfectly and I need to do it like that, without any regard for what's happening in my body. Bring the feet back together. And just come to bring one foot just above the other knee. Here's a perfect place. This might not work for all people. You know, it might not work for you. You might want to find a different way to do a hip stretch. So you might lower the knee. You might cross the leg over completely. Decide what works for you. And so, yeah, if you cross the legs completely, you can come forward that way or with that foot on the knee. But so as I was saying, if you look at a picture of a magazine or somebody else doing a yoga pose without any regard for what's happening in your body, and you think you have to do it that way perfectly, you could get hurt. We can injure ourselves. So this practice really teaches us to tune in, to listen, to feel, to notice, to allow sensations, but not to go to pain. So pain is a messenger. It's telling us something is off, right? So that perfectionism, what we think is what we're supposed to do, may not actually be the truth at all for us. So you might leave your knee right where your ankle right where it is, or you might pick it up. Maybe rock it. Maybe that's not going to be in your repertoire today at all. And then lowering and uncrossing. And then let's try the other side. And for some people, just sitting upright is enough stretch. For others, some people's hips are more flexible. No judgment. It's just how we're built, right? Everybody's built, constructed differently. Good. And hinging, if that's available to you and of interest. Stay there or lifting up and rocking. And if that's not available, you might just hug in and rock. Okay. It'll be a different kind of stretch. So just keep noticing in your body what your body likes and appreciates. Okay. So we want safe range of motion. Good. Not perfect. Right? Okay, and then let's add a little twist here. So again, sending the arms into the air, nice deep in breath. Good. And out breath, twisting to one side, bringing that hand to the outside of the knee and the other hand to get the back of your chair, either to the seat or the top of the chair. And breathing. And noticing any place where you might feel some tension in the body, some striving or struggling or forcing, and just invite in a quality of ease, softness. Maybe in the jaw or shoulders, you might notice that. Check that out. And when you're ready with the in-breath, come back to center. I like to pause and just notice, where do I feel the sensations in my body from that twist? You might check it out in your body. And then when you're ready, sending the arms out and up once again. And twisting to the other side. So twisting in the other direction. Softening the shoulders, softening the jaw. And if it feels good for you, maybe finding some range of motion in the neck, letting the head go side to side. And as you're ready, coming back to center. Good. Just check what else is on our agenda here. So let's do a little forward fold here. So coming forward onto the front edge of your seat. And you can choose legs extended or knees bent. And then just start to fold over, resting. But softening the jaw. Just relaxation. And if you like, exploring, just walking the hands over to one side. To center. And then over to the other side. And then back to center. And again, releasing the back of the neck, relaxing the jaw. Nodding the head, yes. Nodding the head, no. And feeling your feet on the floor. Start to press the floor away and feel the muscles of your legs engage as you slowly uncurl to come upright. Stacking the muscles or stacking the vertebrae of the spine. And feeling that nice lift. Great. So one of the practices we can do when we feel like we're struggling with some perfectionism is that we can do tapping. So we did this a few weeks ago, a couple weeks back. Oh, that might have been the week that the the electronics went out. I can't remember. But so we're going to do a little EFT tapping style technique for self-acceptance. And I'm actually going to use a script from tapeasy.com. I'm not a tapping expert. I have used it for myself at times. It can be very useful. And it is, you can use this for any number of things. And I really encourage you, if this feels like it's something that really works for you, to go to some of the like EFT.com or tapping.com or tapeasy.com. There's some really good resources out there. It works with meridians in the body, acupressure point meridians in the body. So the first one we use is the eyebrow. It's the inside of the eyebrow. And you can use just one hand, and we're going to tap the inside of the eyebrow. And you can do either side or both or one or the other. It sort of doesn't matter. It just is, it's something you don't have to do perfectly, right? And then from the center of the eyebrow, you go to the side of the eye. There's a little acupressure point on the side of the eye. And you just tap there. And then there's a spot underneath the eye. It's like right on the cheekbone. It's not in the soft part underneath the eye, but directly under the pupil. Yeah. If you were looking straight. Yeah. And then under the nose, so the upper lip. And you would just tap there. There's acupressure points there. And here, if you want to use a couple fingers, you can, or just one or two. And then the chin, so lower lip and in that crease of the chin. And then the collarbone. So you find the spot underneath the collarbone, it's soft tissue right underneath the collarbone, and you'll tap there. And then there's a spot under the arm. So it is like where the bra line would be for women. And you can do one side or both. Okay. And then we finish with the top of the head, just where the crown of the head is. There's acupressure points there. Good place to tap in the good. So we're going to be tapping, working with something challenging. So this one is a tapping prayer for strength, support. And I'm using that as a template, but we're going to put in some of our perfectionism language here. So, okay, so we're going to start with the eyebrow. The center of just to the inside of the eyebrow. You can do one side or both. I could really use some help here. Side of the eye. Everything feels like it's not working out. Everything's challenging right now. Under the eye, everywhere I look, under the nose, there's depressing news every day. Under the chin, or on the chin, even my life isn't blooming exactly as I'd wanted. Collarbone, it's getting tougher. I keep trying to do everything perfectly. Under the arm. To get by just with my human strength, I definitely need your help. I definitely need your help. So top of the head, and your help can be higher power. It could be your higher self, your intellect, your wiser self. Okay. Again, back to the eyebrow. I'm not ashamed to ask or to acknowledge. Since you've side of the eye now, since you very well know under the eye what I'm going through. Under the nose, and I'm trying so hard. Chin, but I wish it would get easier. Collarbone. At one point, I may have thought under the arm that I needed to be perfect. And top of the head, and handle everything myself. Back to the eyebrow. In this cold, hard world, this challenging world. Side of the eye. But the truth is, everyone needs help at some point. Under the nose, and I'm no exception. And the chin, under the chin now. And now I'm choosing to open my heart and accept myself as I am. Collarbone, and to ask for guidance when I need it. And under the arm. and to be okay with not being perfect. I accept myself, crown of the head, just as I am. And to the eyebrow again. But part of me is questioning if anything will come out of this asking from someone I've never seen. Side of the eye. Are you for real? Under the eye. There have been instances in my life, under the nose, that if I look back and under the chin, that I can't explain. And collarbone, unless there was something bigger. Than myself. The energy. Perhaps that's something bigger at work in my life. Top of the head. Helping me not have to feel so perfect all the time. And then the side of the eye. I know I'm okay. I'm feeling better under the eye. I accept myself as I am. And sometimes it's helpful to remember that I'm not alone. That there's a source of strength and power in me and around me. Whether I call that nature or God or my higher self. All is well. I have the courage to look now and see myself with acceptance and compassion. I've been trying very hard. To be perfect. And you know what? There's a part of me that is perfect already, just as I am. The truest part of who I am is already perfect. There's no need for me to try hard and get stuck in perfectionism. I can work hard and get results, but I don't have to do it perfectly. Good enough is good enough. And with the support of something bigger than myself, I can remember. And then just pause. Let yourself close your eyes and just feel and notice. If anything has shifted in you. Then let's set ourselves up well for rest. So finding whatever comfortable position would work for you today. If you want to be lying on the floor or a sofa or recliner, or just be seated in your chair in a meditation. Choose what works for you. And then just take this time to make any adjustments so that you can rest well. And settling in once again to the breath. And finding a nice, easy breath. And we'll count backwards from 10. It's breathing in 10, breathing out 9, breathing in 8, breathing out 7, and so on until you get all the way to 1. And stop counting. And become aware of sensations in your body, starting with the head. And just feeling the scalp and welcoming ease and relaxation in the forehead and temples and muscles of the face. Now we'll be sending love and acceptance into every part of the body. So we'll start with the head, with the brain. Sending your love and acceptance into your brain and the full head, temples, and then moving your awareness down into the throat, the jaw. And so you might see that love and acceptance as a color, as a shape. And so as you move through the body in this body scan, sending that love and acceptance in, as if you could see this moving through you. This color kind of moving through you, if that's what you choose to see it as. Or as a warm liquid, but however it works for you. Again, no perfection here. No perfect way to do it. We're just moving into sending some of that love and acceptance in any form. So into the shoulders, the upper back, chest, and down into the arms and hands. And this warm feeling of love and acceptance. And so sending it down into the whole rib cage and belly. To the pelvis, hips, and to the thighs, knees, shins and calves. And all the way down into the feet, filling the feet with this energy of love and acceptance. Notice what it feels like to allow this energy to be here. This truest part of you versus the energy of trying to find love and acceptance, compassion. Just allowing it to be. Welcome and accept every sensation as it is. And then just allowing yourself to be here and rest, be and breathe. And if it's supportive for you, as the mind attempts to wander, which it definitely does, just find an anchor, something that you come back to again and again. And that might be as simple as the breath or a word. Acceptance or courage. Or allow. Allowing yourself now to just be. Now, taking your time, begin to bring your awareness back. Deepening the breath. And as you're ready, bring some gentle movement into the body. Stretching or moving in any way that would feel good. And when you're ready, coming back. So, thank you for being here.